Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube or my Facebook, whichever one that you're joining me on. I truly do appreciate that you have found me, and just be aware that this is all part of a live presentation. So if you don't like it when I talk with my fellow crafters, when they join me on here, you can watch this on a replay and then you can just scoot on by that part and then you won't get annoyed. But just remember, they may have some really good questions that you might want to ask as well. So today is my mystery challenge. My mystery challenge is different than the way that I did it, around COVID time. At that point, I used to give measurements and everything else. But now what I do for a mystery challenge is I give you 3 ideas or 3 clues. And basically from there, and it should be something that you do have in your craft room. And by having something in your craft room, that way it encourages you to stamp. So that's my whole purpose of doing this type of a mystery challenge. All right, so I am just going to pop on down. We're going to use some new stuff just because I can. Now I'm testing this out because I got to tell you. Oh, you know what? I don't have that part plugged in. I just had new lights put into my studio here, and it's bright. And I'm hoping that this is bright enough on here. Hello, Judy. Um, and I haven't got my other one plugged in, so maybe I should just try to see how that's going to work on here. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it at this point. I'm just going to let it go. And I think this is actually going to be light enough on this table. There's quite a glare, but it doesn't look like a glare for you guys. So that's good. Hello, Cindy. And hello, Felicia. Awesome. All right. So I was fortunate to get this spotlight on nature. It was not part of a pre-purchase for demonstrators. It's not part of any of that sort of stuff. I was fortunate to get this because I did stamping after hours. So I not only got this stamp set, but I got the dies with it and then got to make 3 or 4 colors or 3 or 4 cards with it. So I decided I'm going to use that today with the clues. Now, our clues today are a birthday card. So I'm going to have to switch up what another sentiment from another stamp set, paper tearing, and gray. Now, I am so happy that Pretty in Pink has come back. I love this pink. It's such a pretty pink. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate with this. Anybody that knows me knows that my favorite color combination is probably pink and gray. I like yellow and gray as well. But we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm hoping that this is going to turn out okay. I did have the electrician down here. So there's a lot of mumble jumble going on in the room. I was trying to stay out of his way, but then at the same time, I wanted to help him with stuff. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I truly appreciate when you do share my videos. It's very, it's heartwarming that you do that for me. So I decided to use the gray I'm using Smoky Slate in the ink, but I'm going to use basic gray. So I have a piece that's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it 4.25. I'm just going to go in and fold into that mountain, and I'm just going to come in with my bone folder and just get that like that. And then I've got, like I say, I've got this Pretty in Pink. It's going to go on there, and then I'm going to use this white, and this is all part of the paper tearing. Now, paper tearing, I kind of went a little bit, oh, hello, Lila. I did go a little bit rogue on this thing of paper tearing. And the reason I decided to go, instead of tearing this particular paper, I'm going to sponge and paper tear. So I don't know if you know this, but if you tear towards you, you end up getting this rougher edge there. So, and it really doesn't matter for this particular technique. But if you are doing where this is a piece that's going to go onto your card and you want that rougher edge, you would tear towards you. If you want it to be a smoother and not rough, you would tear away from you. So you have that part there. So what I decided I was going to do with this was I was going to come in I don't know if it's going to be better with the pink or the gray. You know what? I'm going to go with the pretty in pink. I'm so glad this color is back. And I did get my in colors late yesterday afternoon. So that's why I'm going ahead and using that. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to lay this on here. Now this should be quite a juicy stamp pad. So I'm just going to come in, and you know, this is not the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it a little bit different. See, that's paper tearing. You know what? No, I'm just going to do it this way. I'm okay doing it that way. And then I'm going to come in and I want to switch this up. I don't want it matching right out like that. So I'm actually going to come and tear this a little bit more. And I want to come in and let's see. I'm going to say I'm winging this. So we're going to see how this is going to turn out. Just coming in with the pretty in pink. And then what I want to do, and I should have left that one on there. I wasn't really thinking. I want to come in and I want to have a bit of gray on there in between. Just a bit. Like I say, this is not at all how I planned on doing this, but that's what happens when you have a disruption in your studio. So this is Smoky Slate, so it's quite light how I'm doing it. And I just want to take that starkness off is all I'm doing. Okay. And then with this nature stuff, like I say, that's not how I planned on doing that. You know what? I'm going to turn it over because I want to do it totally different. So I'm going to come in here. And what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm changing my plans completely. All right. I want to have a mixture of color just down the center of this. So I'm going to come in like that. And then I'm going to have this tear down here. See, I can change midstream, right? So I want to come in like that. There, this is going to be the way I want. And if I like it the other way, I can always just turn it over, right? All right, so let's come in with that pink again. Oh my goodness. It doesn't help, like I say. And I had to take my studio apart and take my tables, my class tables all down and everything else. But it is a lot lighter in here. I have LED lights in here now. They were fluorescent. I didn't realize that fluorescents get so dull. And they waste so much energy. I always thought that was not the way before. So we're going to try this. And if I don't like this, we're going to go back to the other side. So paper tearing. I haven't even used the gray yet. There we go. So we have that. The gray is actually going to go onto the back of the card here. So now I also want to just have a tiny bit of this pink so that that's not quite so stark. But paper tearing is such a great technique in itself. I think I've done it as a technique, actually. Okay, I thought this stamp would be just perfect for this kind of card. So I'm just going to come in and let's go ahead and put this on here. And I'm going to color this in Memento because I really want it to show up. Hello. Remember, if you're liking this, give me the thumbs up. Share my video like Cindy does, which I truly, truly appreciate. All right, so this is just going to go like so. Just like that. And it just shows you that words like paper tearing can be so different for any which thing. Any which thing. That's really good English, Diane. Now, what I probably should have done was bring down some of that ribbon. Whoops. Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what? Do I have my eraser in here? I thought yeah, I do. We're going to see if this sand eraser is going to remove those ink spots off my fingers. I know those are embellishment opportunities, but they're pretty close to the edge. There we go. So that comes like that. Now, I'm going to then, at this point, then I can use that other ribbon that is not retiring. It's carrying over the silver and white ribbon. I really would have liked to have shown you that other ribbon. That would have been really nice. All right, so I was thinking that what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that basic gray. And I'm going to come in and we're going to cut a strip. Like I say, this is just showing you that you can do some different things with your cards. That strip was 5/8 of an inch. And I'm actually going to go in and yes, we're going to emboss that. So I'm going to come in with my Versamark. Now the happy birthday that I'm actually using is the one from that I used yesterday with the Magnolia Mood. And I'm hoping I've got that straight. I did take this off at one point, so let's see how I get that. Not too bad. And then we're just going to use the white embossing powder. So you may have noticed that the basic embossing powder is, oh, look at that. The basic embossing powder is no longer available and they've turned it off. Now, the purpose of that is they have now changed their embossing powder. It's now to a detailed embossing powder. So I'm going to continue to use mine as I've got it. And once it comes in, then what I'll do is I'll replace all my embossing powder with a detail. I can always do something else with it, that's for sure. All right, so let's just go and put this on here. This is a really nice fine script, this happy birthday. It's actually very nice. So let's see, let's get rid of this stuff. It's sticking to it because I went and I used that repositional tape. Now I can't see that ribbon, so I'll open up another one, which is no big deal because I do use, oh, here it is. It's right here. So I've got this ribbon and I could color it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to come in and let's just put this onto here. Dear, there we go. And like I say, everything is in a mess. So I'm just going to come in here, put some of that tear and tape, whoops, on the wrong side. Tear and tape here. And take that off. So glad that I've found somebody that can do some of my electrical work because it is so scary. These ones were done by somebody that was not certified to do it, and that is pretty scary. So don't ever do electrical work without not using an electrician. That's my advice. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put this. Is that where we want it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to, I always reinforce that down. Hello, Karen. So yeah, I was surprised that he was done. He was done inside of an hour. And that was 4 lights. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, let's put that there. This on there. Very subtle card. Sometimes simple is really good to have. So let's just put that on there as well. This. We're going to get a bow on this, or a faux bow. Now I do have some amazing gems that I can use with this as well. So we're going to come in and let's put this right about there. So I'm just going to cut that off. Let's put that on with dimensionals. You know what? You're right, Felicia. Thank you. And yes, the embossing powder, I know, it will be a really different. What's the difference with the embossing powder? Ours is not a detailed embossing powder. This is now going to be a detailed embossing powder. I have used detailed embossing powder and I love it. So, yeah, it's very pretty. Now, look at that. You can see I kind of didn't get that straight. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. Oops. Geez, I'm having issues with things that are sticking. Well, it's good that these dimensionals still stick. Let's see, what else is there? On here, like I say, the pretty in pink. I sold my pretty in pink, so I have to use all this new stuff. So you do get a bundle price with the ink pads. I don't know. Let's see how this will be. Yeah, I haven't done tearing either. And it was on a challenge that I had to do. It was paper tearing, and I went a little rogue on it, but I do like paper tearing. I think it's quite a nice effect, especially in scrapbooking. And now that we're going to be going towards some scrapbooking stuff, that's kind of fun. I'm not a scrapbooker, mind you, that's what got me started. So I am actually going to, I'm going to show you a little tiny trick that I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take my glue dot. Now, I want this to look like a bow that I actually did together on it. So I'm just putting a glue dot underneath there. That's pulling the ribbon together. And then I'm going to put that ribbon on there like that. And it looks like it's done. What is the detail? Oh, no, it's a detail embossing powder. So detail just means it's finer. It's just a finer one. So our embossing powder is thicker. This is just a bit finer. You'll really notice a difference when you use it. Okay, so we have that. I've got the inside that I was just going to put. Ooh, where did I put the inside of that card? There we go. And I think I'll go back into that stamp set, the Spotlight on Nature, and let's use the butterfly on there. Such a pretty butterfly. I'll take this happy birthday off of there. And you know what? I think I'll do that butterfly in Smoky Slate. So And we'll come under here and let's put this underneath here because I don't want it to be. There we go. Yeah, seriously, this is, if I didn't do in-person classes, I would have a lot of room in this room. Okay, so this is just going to go on here. This piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Same with the front piece there as well. I'm just going to turn this back. Sometimes I have issues getting that in the middle when I, there we go. There we go. Now, the beauty of this is now I have 2 different sets of gems. These are basic gray and smoky slate pearls. They're so pretty. They've got a sheen to them. Just the embossing powder is different. So this is basic gray and smoky slate dots, or I could use my In Color shimmer gems and use the pretty in pink. And I am gearing towards the gray, but I could use those on there as well. But I think this is going to be one of my favorites, you guys. And I think I'm even going to use the basic gray one. So let's go there. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can see me going through lots and lots of these. Let me just get this on here a little straighter too. Oh, you know what? I got to put that gem down there because that's ripped off. There we go. And that'll kind of balance it out. So there we go. That is using the Spotlight on Nature, which is brand new. This is our mystery. Oh, thank you, Emma. This is the mystery card. So it's using gray. It's using paper tearing and birthday. Okay, so I use the Spotlight in Nature, and then I use the basic gray and or smoky slate pearls. I think they're called. Yes, they're pearls, and they're quite shiny. They're really shiny, actually. So those are going to be a real big staple. And because it's in the annual, are they raised? The pearls, Felicia? Yes, they are. They're a proper pearl. So does that help you out there? Yeah, they're a pearl. And like I always say too, hello, Alice. One thing that you need to think about, if you do have a big, I tend to turn my card inside out, or I use some of the flyers from the junk mail and I just put it over top, and then that way they don't poke through on when I mail them. In Canada, we have to have a certain thing. Thank you for sharing. I really do appreciate that. Awesome. Okay, so let's see what I've got here. Thank you so much. You were wondering something, Karen. Okay. Anyways, all right, you guys, give me the thumbs up if you like that. Remember to share my video. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow. It'll be at 4:15. It's part of my Now What series. I might use something that's retiring or something that we still have in our stash just to show you that it isn't retiring. I haven't decided yet. I kind of like leaving those sort of things. I do know my technique next week, though. That's a little unusual for me. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. And we will see you tomorrow, 4:15 Pacific time. Bye for now.